England versus India. Game 4, Old Trafford, Manchester 2025. This is what happened. But first, the setup. Game 1, hittingly and a nail-biter, where India led for 4 days until an epic Day 5 turnaround starring a Ben Stokes chasing masterclass. England lead 1-0. Game 2, Edgbaston and the Gill show. A performance for the record books. The series now level. Game 3, Lords and Heartbreak. A crazy turnaround after 4 days of India leading. Day 5 England are proving to be a special breed. England lead 2-1. And now, Game 4 Old Trafford, Manchester after a decent break, the game commences. England wins the toss, 4-4 for Stokes, and India bat first. Liam Dawson, Sai Sudarshan, Shahid Thakur and Anshul Kamboj are in. Karunara's comeback ends with Shoaib Bashir, Akash Deep, and Nilesh Reddy ruled out with injury. India started off strong, with both openers looking set, having laid a decent platform. Both, however, also failed to convert said platform, falling on either side of 50. Then Sai Sudarshan got lucky, but also failed to make it big. Gill misjudged another ball, leaving one that would go on to smash straight into stumps. But the rest of the top 8 all got starts, yet none truly converted. And that is a major concern, a big factor that cost India the first and third test of series too. Ben Stokes was the star, performing with his workhorse-like aggression. His 5-4 was very impressive. And then you also have the one-legged, freshly injured Rishabh Pant going on the crease and putting his body on line just for a few more runs. That right there is pure dedication. The pitch seemed to flatten out a bit, but what England did best was convert their starts. They just initially could not get to the 100 mark, with Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett and Ollie Pope all getting close. Then Joe Root and Ben Stokes converted into decent ends. Mysteriously, Washington Sundar had to wait 68 overs to finally be introduced. A weird call, and he did deliver back-to-back wickets. Some bowling changes for India to maybe work on. Then again, England scored 669, so of course there's stuff for the bowling to work on. Debutant Anshul Kamboj, for instance, looks a little too slow, and will need to really pick it up if you want more India caps. But the main takeaway when you are set, make it big. This is such a big lesson that we will have to make an entire video on that coming soon. England overall had just been less wavered with the lines, and were even able to slow down India's scoring in the first innings. But when they had India 0 for 2, Jaiswal and Sudarshan out in the second innings, the game looked all but over. The same pitch that felt flat as paper suddenly seemed to breed a wicket a ball. It looked dangerous, and even the Indian skipper started off nervous. But then he launched a counterattack. Eventually he slowed down, while KL on the opposite end was resilient and in control, as we have seen him be so consistently in the series. The duo solidly went through 2 entire sessions unscathed. Then day 5 rolled around, and everyone was curious to see how long the resistance would last. Enter Ben Stokes with his hard length and variable bounce. Suddenly the softer, older ball looked threatening once again, and runs were not coming by at all. We got to witness another great marathon spell by Stokes, who also gave us a showdown between both captains. KL fell early to a ball that just died on the pitch, and the game was alive once again. Another missed century by KL, and Washington Sundar was the one, in Pant's absence, promoted to 5 to steady the ship. He did that really well, as he and Shubman were then faced with a new ball. And then, on the cusp of lunch, having just gotten to a 4th century this series, Shubman Gill lost his concentration and found his edge in the hands of keeper Jamie Smith. While Washington had been solid, Jadeja at 6 brought in some run scoring intent. The balls, which seemed to misbehave against the right-hander, barely troubled the lefties. Or maybe the batters just worked away on the problem. Either way, the previously imminent innings defeat now looked to be less of a concern, and the Indian pair saw through yet another wicketless session. England still had a glimmer of hope. Both all-rounders had their 50s, and then got to their own very well-deserved hundreds. A first for Washington, and a very well-deserved one for Jadeja, who has been consistent all series. Prior to that, there was some visible frustration from the England fielding unit, who told out there for 250 overs, only to secure a draw, and one they wouldn't get as early as they were hoping for either. There were 2 Shubman Gill drops, and one on Jadeja's very first ball, but at this point, for England, that was just a what-if scenario. And so this was the 4th game of the 2025 Anderson Tendulkar series. This also was the 4th game to go into the last session of Day 5, and yet another page in a wonderful clash for the ages. The series now remains at 2-1 with England, and India could go on to tie the series with a win at the Oval. If you like this video, be sure to check out our recaps and other videos, not only related to this series, but to cricket and sports in general. If you want more, be sure to subscribe to KL Entertainment. Thanks for watching, and as always, we will see you next time.